Hey everyone, it's John with KGTropicals. I wanted to give you an update on our new building. I apologize I haven't finished up the breeding African cichlid series, but I will be soon, I promise. It's just we've been so busy with getting this new building set up and everything along with it. It's been crazy. And mix that in with the holidays and bomb threats at the high school and everything. I mean, it's been absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna get back to that. I promise you I'm gonna get it done here soon and get it posted for you. But for now, it's Sunday evening. I'm in a good mood because my boys won today even without their starting quarterback. But I've been here all day. We've been moving tanks today, and I wanted to show you what this building looks like now. Looks way different than it did last time I showed you. So let me give you a walk through and show you what we got going on. So where we are right now is the very back wall of the store, and I can't get the camera off of the tripod. All right, let me get my bearings here. So this is our 125 that was on the bottom of a rack over at the house and was hardly ever seen. This tank is actually on the very back wall of the store, and it's going to be our discus display tank. And we are actually right now behind the sales counter. Our design for the building, or for the store, has changed from what I told you last time. And when you see this, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. Big changes in design that we got going on here. That door up there obviously is the entrance to the store, and wanted to get up to that and kind of give you the lay of the land here. But before we were going to have the tanks up against the walls, and now instead we've decided to do aisles of tanks. I'm standing at the door right now looking into the store, and first thing people are going to see is our 150 there with South American cichlids in it. Right now we've got a big old Oscar that's he's right there looking at us. We just put these fish in this tank. We have not decorated it yet. I mean, even the gravel is kind of over to one side. We have not done any decoration, nothing, but we've got a Managuense in there, Oscar, Jack Dempsey hanging around up in the corner, and there is a Florida gar in there somewhere. I don't know where he's hiding. Oh, there he is, sitting down at the bottom there. But anyway, this isn't about showing the fish, this is about showing the store. So we've got here 3 racks. These are all 20 longs that we got from Knoxville. Lisa's been cleaning them diligently. We painted the backs of them nice aqua blue, and we just got them placed and starting to get them hooked up to air and everything else. We painted these orange. Our company colors are blue and orange. So another rack of 24 20 longs. And on the ends there up against the wall, we're going to have 2 55s and a 33 on top, on the end between all of these aisles. This rack here is 20 longs on the bottom, and then we're going to have 16 29s, which right now are currently our breeder tanks. They are all going to go there. And again, 2 55s and a 33 on the end. But I wanted to show you this because I'm actually thinking about doing a video series on this tank. This is our 240. You remember it from the garage. I made a pretty bold move with it, and I painted the background orange. I love it. The fish definitely pop. I was not sure when I did it if I was going to like it or not, but I'm going to tell you something. We don't even have that tank lit yet, and the fish are popping like crazy. So I think it's going to be a big win. We're going to do a lot of rock work in that tank. But again, we just got the tank moved over here, got it set up. We just put the fish in there this morning. So we haven't done any kind of decorating yet. And I'm going to go through, I got a lot of plans with this tank. And so I thought about doing a little series on on me putting that show tank together. LED lights. I'm going to build a wrap for the stand there to, you know, cover up the ugly sump and all of that. We'll talk about that in another video. So this is our little supply rack. I know there's nothing to see on it right now, but that's actually going to disappear when we first open. We're going to be putting our 75-gallon breeders right here. Now the reason why we're doing that is because Lisa and I made the decision today that we're actually going to move our breeding operation into this room, into the store. We're going to have them kind of combined like we did in the garage. We're only doing that because we've got to do a lot of work on the garage to get it insulated and get it ready. And it would just cost a fortune. And so we're going to hold off on the hatchery in the garage until the spring when the weather breaks. We'll go out there in a second. I'll talk about it. But this is what we moved over today. We got 1410s moved over today. They're looking a little cloudy right now because we just moved them. And on the back side of that is a whole rack of 15 gallons. The top ones aren't even full yet. We've never used them. Now right here in this empty space, we're going to put our racks that we already have in the garage that have our 33 longs on them. We're going to put that rack right there. But we haven't moved it yet, so we'll show you that next weekend. Now this is the display counter that was there before last time I showed you. I brought it in here. Lisa was cleaning tanks in the garage. I brought it in here just to do all my cutting for building all these racks. All of these racks here I've built new. These aren't existing racks, and I cut them all here. Lisa had so much water going on out here that I didn't want to be standing in an inch of water while I'm cutting. So there you go. There you see it. We're out here. I got a couple more racks built. There's a rack for 45-gallon breeder tanks. There is the insulation that I will be insulating the door with. And then I built this rack actually last weekend. When I signed off last time, I told you I'm going to go build a rack. Well, this is the one I built. That's all scrap wood down at the bottom. Didn't all fall apart. But this rack is going to actually house 96 30-gallon tanks. And they will be our grow-out tanks eventually. And here is our rack of 20-gallon fry tanks. 80 of them. The rack looks real good. There's no water in the tanks yet. It's freezing in this room right now. And you know, we got, like I said, we got to do a lot of work out here. So for budget purposes and because it's so cold out here, we've decided to hold off. And you know, we're gonna pick this back up in the spring. And it gives me a good place to store the bike. Since my garage is full of fish tanks at home, the bike has never had anywhere to stay. So the bike finally has a garage. So that's our update. That's where we're at. Got the sales counter in the back here. If you're going to ask about supplies, we are going to carry supplies. Oh, and I got to mention, another rack is going to go right here of larger store tanks for selling larger fish. Oddballs, catfish, arowanas, things like that. In the spring, when we move everything as far as the breeding operation goes, when we move that out into the garage, this rack will come back and it'll go pretty much where that blue tarp is, and that will be where we have all of our chemicals and foods and filters and pumps and little castles and things like that that we'll be selling. But for now, it's going to have some 75-gallon breeder tanks. You know, I mean, we got to save money wherever we can. This room here heats really nicely, and so it's going to be cheaper for us to go ahead and do the whole thing in here for now, just for a few months until the weather breaks, and then we'll be okay. So that's the update, guys. I hope you like it. I know it looks a lot different than it did last time, and it is still a mess. I'm backing up right now, and I'm afraid I'm going to trip over something, but this is where we're at. That's where I've spent a whole lot of time, right there is at that saw. But still got a whole lot of work to do for our excuse me, hello, January 5th opening date, but we're still on track. I mean, we're going to open January 5th. Even though still working our full-time jobs, we've got, you know, we've only really got 3 days of work a week that we can work in here, but we're still going to do it. Lisa and I are determined. We're working our butts off. We're ready to go. So January 5th, this place is going to be open, ready to go. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a nice weekend. If I don't see you before the holidays, have a Merry Christmas, and I will keep you updated. And I promise I'll get back on that video series about breeding African cichlids. All right, guys, take care.